Hello everyone and welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name's Michael and I'm bitten by a radioactive book. Today is Monday and that means my weekly wrap up, and last week was not the particularly best reading week in kinds of finishing books, so I only finished 2 books this week. But I've read like 2 larger fantasy tomes like The Eye of the World and Rise of Empire, and I'm still in them, and I made a lot of progress with them, but I didn't finish them. So we only have like a short wrap up this week, and let's talk about the 2 books I finished. First off, we have The Miserable Mill by Lemony Snicket, the 4th installment in his series of unfortunate events series. Um, this book was like, I wish I'd liked it more, because what he did is he deviated a bit from the normal rhythm of the series. The first 3 books were very repetitive, and yeah, unfortunately the series has kind of a build up that is like always the same, because the 3 orphans are handed to new guardians each book, as it seems, and they have like a nemesis who wants to run schemes and murders those guardians, or yeah, tries to get the children away from them to get their fortune. And this guy is called Count Olaf, and he always turns up in disguise, and normally nobody notices them or him, despite the children, and the children always try to convince the adults, no, that's Count Olaf in disguise, that's not somebody else. And yeah, that was very repetitive over the course of the first 3 books. So with this one, it has still those elements, but they're not that prominent as in the first 3 books. He did a little bit of a different thing this time, and that was something I wanted to actually enjoy a bit more, but unfortunately the execution was not that good, because as the title says, the majority of the thing plays in a very miserable mill where the children are forced to work, and that is like the first half of the book, and the whole atmosphere in the mill and the people there, everything is like really bleak, and I had to say really boring. Only maybe the ending is like a little bit more exciting, and um, therefore I didn't rate this book 3 stars like the others, only 2 stars. Yeah, because most of the time, unfortunately, it was very boring. But I've heard that the series will like progress around book 6 or something like that. So yeah, let's see where this takes us. I'm still trying to read a book of the series each week. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And the second book I finished this week was The Magicians by Lev Grossman. It's the first installment in his Magicians series. In The Magicians, we're following Quentin Coldwater, and Quentin is like a high IQ kind of guy at the end of his high school career, and he's looking into going to Ivy League colleges. On the other hand, he's like a very detached a human being. He's very obsessed with the book series of stories from Fillory, which is yeah, basically Narnia, just with another like premise. And then some events happen that bring him to an examination for a magic college. So he learns that magic is actually real, and then has the opportunity, to study it on a college. That all seems like a very Harry Potter-esque, but with slightly older protagonists, and that is kind of true, but it brings the whole like perspective and atmosphere to a totally different level. Because what Lev Grossman actually achieves is a very realistic, um, bleak and dark view on that trope. So if you're looking for like the cozy, comfortable, very whimsical approach that like the Harry Potter series has, that is the exact opposite here. The students are under a lot of stress. Learning magic is very, very hard. Being like socially awkward outsiders. Many of the students have mental health issues. There's a lot of drinking and later on drug abuse in the book. The whole approach of of the book is really, really grim and realistic. And yeah, then later in the book we're going to see parts that show us how like the obsession of his childhood with the magical land of Fillory and the world of magic are then actually related to each other. That was like a really interesting aspect of the book as well. But the main focus of the book is its characters. And for a character-driven book, the novel takes a very risky path because it is really, really fast-paced. Let me give you an example. The whole kind of education takes like 5 years, and Quentin only needs, I think, 4 years to actually do the whole graduation from that college, and that happens at the halfway point of the book. So you can imagine that we only get like a few glimpses at certain important points into Quentin's life. And that is a very risky decision because the kind of character development the characters take is, feels a bit off in contrast to the fast pace that, or the amount of time that passes. And same as with the characters who are very disillusional, without ambition, and a kind of drifting through their lives. The author resembles that feeling perfectly with his writing style, because for most of the book you don't really know what you're exactly reading, where the plot is going to lead to, and that makes it a very, very interesting read, but definitely a read that is not for everyone, because if you need characters you really root for, that might be difficult here, because all the characters are very, very flawed, and I'm not quite sure if everyone, or I'm really sure that a lot of people find the characters in the book very off-putting. I'm a very detached reader, so for me it's more like reading about these characters and then saying, oh yeah, I'm really interested in that. On the other hand, the enjoyment of the book highly depends on your own life experiences. So if you're someone who has like the approach like every new day is a new opportunity and every new experience is something positive to learn about, and if you are genuinely happy in your life and the things that you would consider miserable have happened to you are really or there's only a low amount of those events in your life, then you might be puzzled by how miserable the characters are and what happens to them, and don't find a real connection to them. But if life screwed you over a couple of times already, and if you have some of the same experiences the characters have, then you will find some very, very relatable characters here and get a better approach to why they are maybe so miserable or messed up all the time. So overall, I was really impressed by this realistic approach to what would actually happen if someone like us, like normal human beings, would become mages without having like a rosy kind of childish middle grade like approach to it. But yeah, what would happen if real people with real problems would get access to magic? Therefore, I rated this book 4 stars, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of me, subscribe to my channel. If you want to know what's coming up on my channel, please look inside the description box. There's a little segment there called On the Horizon. I wish you a good day and hope you get bitten by a really good book too. Bye.